Hi, welcome to my video on part 9 on composition of functions number 7. Let's have a look at this word problem. A triangle has an area of 40 square inches and a height of 8 inches. If the height increased in length by 2 inches per minute and the base decreased in length by 1 inch per minute, A, when will this area be 40 square inches? And also, I just turned this over, there's a part B to it. Find its maximum area. So let's do part A first. And what we have is a triangle. We have an area of the triangle is 40 square inches, and we have a height of the same triangle is 8 inches, and we have the height has a rate. Height is increasing at a rate of 2 inches per minute, so that's a plus 2 inches per minute. And we have the base, and the rate that the base is going is a minus 1 inch per minute. And we have to find when is the time, so that's t, and we have to find the time when the area is 48 square inches. So to do that, let's see, we have an area of a triangle is 40 and the height is 8, so the area of a triangle is a half the base times the height. So the area is 40 and the height is 8, so that means we can find the base. So 40 equals a half of 8 is 4, so we get 4b. Divide by 4, divide by 4, not 4b, divide by 4, make that a 4, and we get the base is 10. Now we have a rate, so what we have is distance equals rate times time. So let's look at the distance as being the length of the base, or the length of the height, and the length is also rate times time. So that means the base can be, the base is 10, and the base is decreasing by 1 inch, so that's a minus 1t, and the height, whose length is 8, is increasing by 2 inches per minute, so that's a 2t. So now your base and height is in terms of time. So the area of the triangle is a half the base times the height. So when we want the area to be 48, and we want to find the time. So the base is 10 minus t, which is 1t, and the height is 8 plus 2t. So now, if we solve this equation, we can find what the time is when the area is 40. So 48 and a half, let's do the FOIL. 10 times 8 is 80. 10 times 2t is 20t. Negative t times 8, negative 8t. And negative t times 2t is a negative 2t squared. And we simplify that to make it easier to deal with, so 40. And 20t and minus 8t is a plus 12t minus 2t squared. So 48 is equal to a half of 80 is 40, a half of 12t is 6t, and a half of a negative 2t squared is a negative t squared. So again, notice, I just remind, this equation now comes out to be a quadratic, so we'll move the variables to the left side. So we have a positive t squared, a minus 6t, and we have a minus 40 because we're moving all of these terms over to here, plus the 48. So again, that becomes a plus, that becomes a minus, and that becomes a minus. Simplify that, we get t squared minus 6t plus 8 equals 0. A quadratic, hopefully is factorable. Let's see if it's factorable. So t squared is t and t. Factors of 8 are 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. And the factors of 8 that'll give you a 4. Sorry, the factors of 8 that will give you a sum of negative 6. 4 and 2 will multiply to give you 8. And they'll add to give you 6. But the product is positive and sum is negative. So it has to be a negative 4, negative 2. Multiply, negative 4, negative 2, 8. Add, negative 6. That means t minus 4 is equal to, make it equal to 0. Or t minus 2 equals 0. So t is 4 or t is 2. So there's two answers. So let's just check. So the time when the area is 8, based on these conditions, is 4 and 2. So let's check when t is 4. If t is 4, we got a base of 10 minus t. So we have 10 minus 4, which is 6. And the height is 8 plus 2t. So that's 8 plus 2 times 4. So that's 8 plus 8, which is 16. So the area is a half the base times the height. So the base is 6. The height is 16. So a half of 6 is 3. And 3 times 16 is 48. So that's 48 square inches. And what about when t is 2? Let's check that. So the base is 10 minus t. And t is 2. So 10 minus 2 is 8. And the height is 8 plus 2t. 8 plus 2 times 2, t is 2. 8 plus 4 is 12. And so the area is a half of base times height. And the base is 8. The height is 12. And a half of 8 is 4. 4 times 12 is 48. So you can see that these are the two times when the area of the triangle is going to be 48. So I just verified it just to make sure. Now let's get on to the second part of the question. And the second part is find its maximum area. Maximum area, so the area of a triangle is a half base times the height. So that means to find its maximum area is pertaining to a parabola. So we have the base. The base is 10 minus t. And the height is 8 plus 2t. So we worked this equation out before, but I'll do it all again. So I'll do the FOIL on these two. So it's 80 plus 20t minus 8t minus 2t squared. And that's 80 plus 12t minus 2t squared. So I simplified, added the t together. So a half of 80 is 40. Half of 12t is 6t. And a half of negative 2t squared is t squared. So we have the area is, and put it in descending order, t squared plus 6t plus 40. So notice the area, this equation now is like y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. It's a quadratic. And notice it's negative, so notice it's going down. So there's two ways that I can derive this information. One, the fast way is to say that t is negative b over 2a. So b is 6, so that's the negative of 6 all over 2 times negative 1, because A is negative 1, B is 6, C is 40. So that gives us negative 6 over negative 2, which is 3. So what we're looking for is the t equals negative b over 2a is the t coordinate of the vertex. And so if we take this t and sub in, so a is equal to, we're putting 3 in the place of t squared. 3 goes in the place of t. So we're putting 3 here and 3 here. So that's 3 squared is 9, negative. 6 times 3 is 18, positive, plus 40. So that gives us 9 plus 40, 49. So what we have a vertex of 349. So that means the time is 3 and the area is 49. So that's 49 square inches. So at 3 seconds, it will have a maximum area of 49. So the answer, the maximum area is 49 square inches. And it's a maximum, again, because this parabola is opening downward. What we have, if we allow me to just draw a little grid here. So we have time, and time is this way, but notice the time starts at 0. So this part of the graph we won't need, and we need the area, A. So what happens is that at 3 seconds, and just estimate, at 3 seconds the area will be 49. So there's 3 comma 49. So at 0 seconds, if you think of 0 seconds, at 0 seconds the area will be 40. Right, let's estimate 40 to be here. And then at 1 second it goes up. At 1 second, if you put, just take this equation right here and put 1 in, you get 6 minus 1, it'll be 45. So that's 40. This will be 45. At 2 seconds, it'll be negative 4, 12, 8. This will be 48. So it goes up like this, and then it swings down again, and it keeps coming down, right down till it hits 0. So right here, let's look at these points, just like this and this. So if this is 0 giving you 40, and this is 1 giving you 45, then that means right here, so this is 1 giving you 45, and this is 2 giving you 48. So 3 gives you 49. That means 4 will be 45. And that means 5 will be, 4 will be 48. And 5 will be 45. And that means that 6 will be back to 40. So 3 seconds is the maximum. It's going up, and it's symmetrical. And then if you wanted to, you can, with 0 height, you can figure out, put a 0 here for height, 0 for area. You can work out the time when it's no area at all. So I just wanted to discuss that. But another way to do it is to take this equation, a equals negative t squared plus 6t plus 40, and complete the square. So we take the negative out of the t squared minus the 6. We're going to take the negative out. So we want to complete the square on this. So a half of negative 6 is negative 3 squared is 9. But we put a 9 here to make this a perfect square trinomial. So if we multiply the negative times the 9, we get a negative 9. So really we put a negative 9 onto this expression. So far, to balance it, we go a plus 9. So that makes it a negative. And so this is a perfect square trinomial, which is t minus 3 squared. Which this is factored into t minus 3 times t minus 3, which is t minus 3 squared, plus 49. So if we look at that, then the vertex, which is T comma A, so the vertex is T is 3, giving you a 49 area. So that's another way that you can derive the maximum area, either by doing negative b over 2a and subbing in, or completing the square. Two ways to do it. I thought it was a good question. Helps you do your math that you need to know. That's the math on the parabola. And if you like the video, click the like button, click the subscribe button if you wish, and visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.